On a night in March 1999, inside a lockdown mansion in the Hollywood Hills, Ellen DeGeneres stood at the centre of a ritual, with over 100 of the industry's most powerful names. Actors, studio chiefs, the untouchable elite. They weren't there to mourn Stanley Kubrick, they were there to eat him. His body lay on the altar. They dined on his flesh in a ceremony meant to devour his vision, to erase his secrets he exposed in Eyes Wide Shut forever. And standing beside Ellen leading the rites was Nicole Kidman, thorns in her hair, blood on her hands, proving beyond doubt that she belonged to the circle, that the film which cost Kubrick his life would not cost her place among the satanic Hollywood elite. This isn't rumour, it's not hearsay. This is a conspiracy of the first order, based on first-hand eyewitness testimony from those who were in the room, who watched it unfold, who carried the memory like a curse for decades. The recording has surfaced. Names have been spoken aloud. The elite are scrambling. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. Ellen thought she left the darkness behind when she fled to the English countryside, but her past is clawing its way back. Hollywood's most guarded secret is no longer safe. The elite, who thought they could eat their way to immortality, are being named. The ritual that bound them is being described. And the truth they tried to bury is rising, raw, undeniable, and impossible to ignore.
My position on it is completely shifted. I thought there's probably some really sick people that have an appetite for that, but I hadn't seen any real evidence for it until these files. And now they're like, oh, this is demonic. This is clearly demonic.
Now, the latest bombshell drops. A man who worked on Eyes Wide Shut reveals that Ellen DeGeneres led over 100 celebrity Satanists in Hollywood's biggest ever satanic ritual. The centerpiece? They dined on the flesh of Stanley Kubrick to consume his vision and silence forever the truths he had exposed in Eyes Wide Shut. And right there with her, front and center, Nicole Kidman, proving her loyalty to the circle. After her role in the movie, they exposed elite paedophilia Satanism and cost Kubrick his life.
On September 3rd, 1999, Warner Brothers released one of the most enigmatic and controversial movies of all time, Kubrick's last film, his misunderstood masterpiece, Eyes Wide Shut. But on March 7th, 1999, Kubrick might have paid the price for it. Allegedly, the movie we saw removed a large portion of what Stanley Kubrick truly wanted to show, what he truly wanted to uncover. What was his original story going to be? What did it expose? Did Stanley Kubrick really die of a heart attack, or was there something far more pernicious afoot? Did he uncover something that they didn't want him to see, that they didn't want the world to see? So many rumors and conspiracies have come about since his death. How did he really die? Who wanted him dead? Let's be honest here. There's no credible evidence from any official sources that he was murdered, poisoned, or otherwise killed by outside forces, but the timing has always seemed a bit suspicious. Officially, he died from a heart attack. There is a little bit of reason to believe certain parties wanted him gone.
Stanley Kubrick's official cause of death, a heart attack, was a cover-up. He was assassinated shortly after completing Eyes Wide Shut, which exposed the very same elite gatherings Jeffrey Epstein hosted. Anonymous elites in masks, code words, and sinister ceremonies.
In one of Kubrick's other films, Barry Lyndon, the main actress who plays one of the leads in that, you know she attended a fucking mansion party, the Rothschilds Masquerade Ball, just a couple years before filming with Kubrick. You think she didn't tell Kubrick about some of the shit she saw there? You guys know what went down here, right? I think this is 1973, 4? Basically, at the Rothschilds mansion, I think in France, they had this party where everyone would wear this very weird shit. It was seen as a form of new wave expressionism. Here's some details about it. The invitations to attend a dinner, whatever it's called, it's a surrealist dinner, had to be read using a mirror. Guests were instructed to arrive dressed in black tie, long dresses, and surrealist heads. Broken baby dolls were on dinner tables. Food was served on mannequin corpses on beds of roses. Interactive mazes were formed, filled with butlers pretending to be cats. Omnilingual cannibalistic puns were littered throughout the menus. Like, dude, this is some weird shit. And it was a private event too. They had photographers inside to curate like a whole gallery of pictures privately, but it was released to the public, so I guess they didn't care.
Cannibalism isn't an ancient myth. For centuries, the untouchable elite, European royals, the Rothschild dynasty, Epstein's inner circle, and the Hollywood elite have dined on child flesh, trafficked kids in shadows, and hidden it all behind red carpets, private jets, and charitable facades. Here's Oscar-winning Pulp Fiction writer Roger Avery with the inside scoop.
I just pulled my script from Eyes Wide Shut. I had a script that was from set, and I was reading it over the weekend, and I saw that it has this, I mean, I've known this for a long time, but I started really thinking about it over the weekend. It's missing a narration. It's missing a third-person narration that was originally in the movie. And that's because the movie was recut and changed after his death. And they will deny it. But as a student of Kubrick, I'm watching the movie and I'm like, oh, Kubrick wouldn't do that. Kubrick wouldn't do that either. Kubrick would have trimmed this scene.
I didn't know they recut it after his death.
Okay, so apparently
I think they finished it.
Well, that's the party line.
That's their version.
That's the party line, but I think that they changed the notes, the close-ups, the inserts of the notes. I think those are changed. It's missing a narration. It's definitely missing a narration. A third-person narration, like that scene where he sees the prostitute who's died. He's at the morgue and he's looking at her, and he's like leaning over her. It's a bed for narration. There's this whole thing, except there's an entire thread that's kind of been squashed in that film, and that's the two men that are throughout the movie that are constantly in the background of the film, who eventually in the final shots of the film you see, like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman in that final scene in the toy store when she's looking at the Rosemary's Baby bassinet, which is totally Kubrick saying something, and they never take their eyes off their daughter until the moment they take their eyes off and the final line of the movie is coming up. You see those two guys walking off with the daughter. They're taking her away. They've given their daughter to the pedo cult. That's what's happened at the end of the movie. And there's an incident where when they first screened the movie in England, people who were outside, this is all secondhand, by the way. There were people who were outside of the theater who could hear inside of the theater Kubrick yelling at all the executives and saying, "It's my movie, you can't cut it. You can't fucking cut my film, blah, 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 blah." Big argument going on. Then he dies like 4 days later.
That is the real story of the film, the one hidden in plain sight. In the end, the parents hand over their own child to the cult, which is downright eerie when you peel back Nicole Kidman's own family history. Her father was found dead just days after he was reported to the authorities in Australia for running a satanic cult and hunting children. Don't go anywhere. After the break, Dr. Anthony Kidman exposed, and the grotesque, undeniable truth about what really happened to Kubrick's body after it was sent to Hollywood. Brooke Burke, yes, the fitness legend from Dancing with the Stars, hit 50 and got blindsided. Unexplained weight gain, muscle loss, and energy tanked. Sound familiar? The system is happy to let women waste their time and money following fad diets and big pharma fixes that absolutely don't work. Realizing this, Brooke flipped the script. She found one simple thing: biohacking with a specific protein that made her leaner, stronger, and healthier than ever. At 53, her abs are tighter than over a decade ago. She calls it her secret weapon, and it's not some nasty pill or expensive scam. She's spilling all the secrets in a free video that recently went viral. Her method takes less than a minute a day and doesn't involve any insane diets. Want the truth? Visit tonyprotein.com/TPV. Links below. That's tonyprotein.com/TPV. Watch it now for the no bullshit truth about weight loss that Big Pharma absolutely doesn't want you to know about. Nicole Kidman's father, Dr. Anthony Kidman, was accused of running the Ninth Circle satanic cult, a shadowy paedophile ring tied to elite circles. Claims swirled that he was involved in the abuse, torture, and hunting of children as part of ritualistic networks.
Nicole Kidman was born in this family. Now her father, Anthony Kidman, go look it up. Her father was being brought up on charges for child, not rape, not abuse, hunting. That man was brought up on charges of child hunting.
Nicole Kidman has somehow dodged drama for years, even though her father was tangled up in a creepy cult and accused of doing messed up things involving kids. Yep, Anthony Kidman wasn't just a regular dad. He was allegedly part of something way darker. And just when people started asking questions, he suddenly died under strange circumstances.
It gets even darker. Nicole Kidman can do an autopsy. Just don't ask where she learned these skills. Just like you aren't supposed to ask about her father, Anthony Kidman. Apparently, knowing how to slice and dice a cadaver and handling organs is part of her job as a Hollywood A-list actor.
Are you method, Nicole Kidman?
Yes, I am. I can do an autopsy.
Oh my God! Wow, that's amazing.
I can.
No.
I can.
How-
Yes, if I needed to, I could do the autopsy. I can remove all the organs. I can name them all. You actually asked me. They said, "Would you be willing to do one on the show?" And I went,
What are you talking about? I would
"Well, it's
never
your
in
team."
your life ask
No, they
you
did. They
to
asked.
do an
I said,
autopsy on the show.
yes.
No.
Unless I misunderstood.
Yes,
Maybe it
you-
was on a dummy or something. But either way, I don't think that would have been a very.
I have the
don't think
name,
you
by
would
the
have
way.
liked that,
I have
right?
the name. A dummy. Just call me Jimmy.
But I can remove the lungs and the liver and the gallbladder and the
How do you
intestines.
get to
and the-
learn all this?
Because it's part of the job, and I worked with an incredible medical examiner, and I
Don't mess with Nicole
I
Kidman.
studied.
Come on. She's the best at every single thing. You are just awesome. And you also...
According to an eyewitness, Nicole Kidman has far more experience with corpses than she's ever admitted publicly. He reveals that he witnessed her, alongside Ellen DeGeneres, leading a gathering of more than 100 top Hollywood names. Actors, executives, the real power players, all deep in a private ritual. The centerpiece? The body of Stanley Kubrick, the director whose final film Eyes Wide Shut had just exposed too much about their world.
Okay, so we're in March 1999, right after they announced Kubrick died of a heart attack. Bullshit. They took him out because Eyes Wide Shut showed too much. The masks, the secret gatherings, the packs that run everything. They had to re-edit the movie to remove the pedophile ring theme. But it's still there if you watch closely. Over 100 showed up to see his corpse in Hollywood. A-listers, studio heads, all in heavy black robes embroidered with coiled snakes. Eyes sharp with that dead, hungry look. They flew the corpse from London for their ritual. In the center of the hall, there was this massive stone altar draped in dark red cloth. Kubrick's body laid out, skin pale, eyes closed tight with silver thread. Torches burned low, smoke curling thick with incense that stung your nose, myrrh and something sharper, metallic. The chanting started slow, then built, voices blending deep and steady. Lucifer, bearer of light, awaken within. Asmodeus, Lord of Desire, grant us strength. Lilith, Queen of the Night, bind us in shadow. By the hidden flame we consume, by the ancient rite we endure. Eternal circle, eternal will, hail the fallen. It rolled through the room again and again, louder each time, until the air itself seemed to hum. Ellen and Nicole stood at the front like they owned the darkness. Ellen, Hollywood's cannibal queen, steps up first with this long ceremonial knife. She makes a delicate cut across the chest, deliberate and calm. Here lies the one who saw too clearly, she says, voice steady, but carrying that edge she uses on camera. Tonight we take his insight into ourselves, share in his vision, my friends. Let it become part of us all. She lifts the piece on a black stone platter. The crowd murmurs low, reverent, stepping forward one by one. Nicole's right there with her, thorns woven into her hair, face set like stone. After that movie laid bare what they hide, the inner circle demanded she prove she was still one of them. No doubts, no second thoughts. She looks down for a second, then reaches in, takes her share. I renew my place among you, she says, clear and firm, no hesitation now. By this act I seal my loyalty, no more questions, only the path we walk together. She partakes, and the room fills with quiet approval, soft words, nods, a kind of collective sigh. They formed a line after that. Tom there, composed as ever. Oprah watching everything. Spielberg speaking low words over his portion like a private vow. Weinstein taking his turn greedily, slurping blood like a pig. Each one received their piece. Heart for the ones who control the money, eyes for those who frame the stories, mind for ones who write the scripts. They ate in silence mostly, faces solid, the ritual binding them tighter. Underneath it all, slow drums kept time like a distant heartbeat. From somewhere unseen came faint, echoing voices, high and mournful, like echoes of something ancient watching. These people believe consuming the one who challenged them keeps their power alive. But Kubrick's work is still out there, still seen. That movie was the warning. This gathering was them answering it.
The darkness doesn't stop with consuming child flesh and satanic rituals, featuring the dead bodies of fallen Hollywood icons. Ellen was always hiding in plain sight. Pay attention to how she reacts to a very young Selena Gomez, mentioning the hidden cameras Ellen placed in her bathroom.
Yes, what?
So I thought that you were gonna scare me when I came in. I don't know why. So in my dressing room, you have the bathroom with the cameras. So I put towels all over the cameras, and I went and peed in Kobe Bryant's dressing room because I was scared.
Well, you're right. I was trying to scare you. You got here an hour early, and I was trying to scare you, and it was 2. So it doesn't matter if you put the stuff over the cameras. I had to be in there, and you got here before I could get. I was going to hide.
See?
You were right.
Yes.
You ruined it.
I'm sorry.
You ruined it.
I'm sorry.
Oh well, that's okay.
Okay.
I'll get you, my pretty. I'll get you.
I'll get you, my pretty. I'll get you. Terrifying. When you realise how easily the mask can stay on. How the most deranged threats can hide in plain sight behind a laugh track. Now, this is a red alert. If you're using a traditional VPN, you need to cancel your subscription immediately. You're under attack. The VPNs you thought were your shield, your last line of defense against government and corporate surveillance, have already been hijacked. One Tel Aviv-based company with a long history of distributing malware has quietly bought up nearly all of the biggest VPNs on the planet. ExpressVPN, CyberGhost, private internet access, the list goes on. And the people they hire? Not random techies, not privacy activists, but veterans of Israel's most notorious intelligence units, Unit 8200, the cyber warfare arm behind some of the world's most advanced spying tools. And the Dovdadin unit, infiltration experts turned executives. That's why VP.net was built to solve this urgent problem, using zero trust architecture and next-gen cryptography to shut their digital lives forever. It's not just another VPN with clever marketing, it's trustless by design, meaning even if they wanted to spy on you, they couldn't. Even if the feds hold a gun to their heads, they can't hand anything over. No Mossad backdoors, no compromats, no hidden hands, just pure verifiable privacy. This is how we fight back, not with fear, but with technology that works for us, not against us. Go to vp.net/TPV and close Big Brother's eyes for good.